upon battery. It's me a contention. Unyaba part the Paul schools crack for Moise Casedo. Said us what so he didn't contribute. It's Cobana was Casedo contributory about Chelsea on the special or na Basia also in Yano and Nasam to a crowd.
Paul schools Edene compare or no or don't
Yeah, okay.
Or the only compare or no.
Yeah.
The Postco's role was a package for Man United. Do you know every team had the brain behind the midfield. Midfield the beer yasheno e will rease gidino. It will be on ni creme fin na on anko fin or the brain behind the midfield. And do you know some they not to ask them the real Chelsea ni modia. The Man U midfield of Roy Keane and Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
The engine of that midfield was Paul Scholes. It was the reason why I retired. Not Tom Clever Muntimin Kromuyi. Now my Karik Muntimin Kromi, a sank of fan by son some bomb midfield. The Asian Balak Makelele Frank Lampard midfield. Asian was the anchor, but the brain of that midfield was Frank Lampard. The Yaya Toure, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne midfield. Said you, Yaya Toure was at his peak of his powers and he was the brain behind. Tell David Silva, Yaya to the Koya Fernandino Beshemono, it was David Silva who controlled everything for that midfield and Sana Oko. Okoyeno KDB became the brain of that midfield. And the Manchester City midfield, you almost say Ryan Shoki, Tijani Rendes, or if they could decide to go in for Rodri and Tijani Rendes. Now the Mamouche but behind Ellen Hollander. Rodri is the brain behind the Manchester City midfield. The Gilberto Silva Patrick Vieira midfield, it was Patrick Vieira. It in Finfibia, when you obey the brain behind. It is an apostle to the end. The Guinea Van Adam, Henderson, Fabinho. Guinea Van Adam was the most intelligent and missed the three in that midfield for Liverpool. The Carlo Ancelotti midfield of Pirlo, Seedorf, Kaka, in as much as here technically, ball and Seedorf ne Kaka mo bona no mo obanim. Andrew Pirlo was the director of that midfield. The nameless player, the brain of that midfield was Marco Verratti. It is a joke. Those players are special, and Omun just anchor the midfield. Omun just combative. Omun destroyers. Ekeke. Omun adi niemaka hon. Into Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and then Casemiro at their prime. It was Luka Modric who was the brain of that midfield. Xavi was the brain of that Barcelona midfield. Forget about the work that Sergio Busquets now here. But Nipa no more enjoy that midfield was Xavi Hernandez Cruz. And suppose cause person or these are players you can compare Moise Caicedo there. Sergio, I disagree with him in terms of the technical abilities, the maturity level, and the intelligent level of those players. No more woman. But in this Chelsea midfield, Kopama is special. Enzo is special. The same thing applies to Moise Caicedo. Iti obia ye feta. Ohwe nipa o control midfield na Enzo because Kopama won anim. The moment Abose Kopama drop deep no, he became the brain of that midfield based on the disposition and the role a coach Diamano. And to check technical abilities of Kopama and Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo NB. Basejo of the three, the only one fin Chelsea be brepan. Eye Enzo ni ho na Caicedo ni ho. Chelsea will struggle because Sergio, it is difficult to get those anchors who understand the system. Now almost to me boy Jumaye. Into this season, so Chelsea for now a cast or more scarce the player of the season. I don't think anybody will contest that because a Juma dear was Bobby or born in Fifi or Bono right back. Now the last game of the season at Chelsea Samboy or crown the performance where they go. Apart from that, you need to be consistent to be considered. And Enzo are improving the game from first season, second season, third season. But Sergio, the consistency of Moise Caicedo not even Kopama this season. And I'll beat him then at all. In the month, Paul Scholes on Fanem Kosha or level him. Almost level him the Obebre. But Sergio, in recent times, how many pivot and a better than Moise Caicedo in the English Premier League. It is a joke within the Chelsea team, he is special. It is just like telling me Casemiro and N'Golo Kante any special for the team and all. Kante was special for the Leicester City team. Casemiro was special for the Real Madrid team. It won't team in fact Casemiro qualities no Kototo, Redondo. Redondo was far advanced and a far better player technically than Casemiro. But it doesn't mean Casemiro is not special. Until within the Chelsea team, Abrante friend Moise Caicedo said he is special.
But was there much quality? Did he create a lot? Did he control a lot of games for Chelsea? I don't remember that.
Okay.
Paul Scholes.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
He is not a director in midfield. That is where Paul Scholes is getting it wrong. Onye bia. Sa niyama na opero. Onye se bia. So you get it wrong. Moise Caicedo oye pivot. Oye lone pivot. Midfield, no the chrome na the two players around, a revolve around that midfield. He is not a conductor. He is not a controller. He is not a register. And no the chile the ball and call for midfield. Until that make us say, so what did they compare Michael Carrick? So what did they compare Paul Scholes? So what did they compare Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante? So what did they compare Sergio Busquets? So what did they compare Andre Pirlo? So what did they compare Marco Verratti? Massimo Brozovic, I obey a mistake because that is not Caicedo. Caicedo is Casemiro.
Okay.
It's in a Jumane say the opponent na all bano. A crab ben ye befa so destroy the play. A crab ben ye befa so press ama ye 4 and 5 no so. A crab ben ye befa so be hu na so buy so you'll be playing out. It is the reason why the first half of the Real Betis versus Chelsea, not Chelsea in can game no because Moise Caicedo entimi and stop Isco. But second half no stop Isco no where was Real Betis. Eti Paul Scholes ntia say the first phase of the build-up is Enzo Fernandez. We in a Juma or any Gatuso a Juma. Or Gina or James no Gina, you de bar no abano besu and no. That is the work. A athleticism, a being combative, being destroyer, and make sure so bet children and you protect your baffle. That is the work of Moise Caicedo. Moise Caicedo nye Javi Alonso on your post schools. Into more fast Jumano and Mama also on control games. He is not Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Jumano and so be control games no. Tony Cruz said Jumane says a Casemiro Chuchano or Preni Moa or no to be control games. That said you Sana players no differences no na matimi atre.
Okay, back no. Andy, you are somebody upon there. That was 10:48. You go.
There you. Chelsea who have you? More pe keeper.
Sure.
Na me said because of time I'm interested in them. Keeper more pe mo ko isi Milan aso e. More pe French international goalkeeper Marc Benan. Ena Modenaba say Obram them. The contract on the TV she said you. The contract be would next year June 2026. Until aka 1 year pen on the contract na be we. AC Milan for say almost 30 million euros. Chelsea for say there be obi aka 1 year on the contract be we. No nya na do so be renew there. Almost be to 10 million euros per and 80 million. That is the latest one I have. And said yo Chelsea for more no more Fabranti Mohamed. I don't think paying even 20 to 25 million pounds for a player is bad. So dude, this is a goalkeeper for the France national team.
Yeah.
You been here, you been who Chelsea Abramovich beto, you know. Na goalkeepers Omodama Chelsea no started for their national team. Peter Cech was a starter. Courtois was a starter. Edouard Mendy a starter for the Senegalese national team. Robert Sanchez our other TBC. David Raya. Unai Simon, Unai Moreno, Juan Garcia, him that chair was Spanish national team. It is a check it Spain for goalkeepers on uncle 9 and yet Chelsea goalkeeper. No. Chelsea need established internationals. And it is a you compare I'm fan to fully. Compare goalkeepers in me. Robert Sanchez, any Mark Milan almost statistics in the TV issue. Wow, here Facebook and YouTube and so the statistics of the two goalkeepers because of time you go into the detail of the statistics but of the two goalkeepers no almost statistics and that's no said you Mark Milan is far advanced and or experienced and technically wise or ahead of Robert Sanchez or a friend for number 1 goalkeeper Chelsea here a goalkeeper or established international or that pomu sana Chelsea known for so for me I was say Chelsea mo ya na se ju omokofa Abranti oba na oba bi sia kan Edinburgh Bobo ko efene Chelsea now Chelsea will be je dan Sancho
the level no ebedru Donnarumma no
Oh no, Donnarumma, but Munwa.
Okay, Yansuman.
Oh,
Yansuman.
There be Onruho.
Onruho.
But Munwa.
Okay.
So what I say? Onru Cotois, Onru Anderson, Onu Donnarumma, Mo. Basejo, we are not soon a good team, ready to buy and compete the BR. Obedus our level, no? Because France, to be a France #1 goalkeeper, talent of France, a pool of talent. So to be a #1, won't say na go cry of France, would that go Milano? Until he will not be at the level of Sergio. We only grade A for no, by OB. Okay. Only A by OB. And I feel being competitive.
Sanchez in Ruby.
There be Sanchez war. Sanchez OD cry. Sanchez OD general. Okay. And yes, reason I make no.
I said we be a serious partner the history.
Oh, because onana free be a basil. Ona Ederson mu nyina free be a basil. Na say Sanchez onya de chance goalkeeper no. Okay. Until onana odi Robert Sanchez odi. Okay. I am shehie etoba no afa ne sa. Na de ne sa na tie. Until I feel Chelsea should poach him for this. Why are they trolling Jadon Sancho? Sergio, Jadon Sancho so up at 300,000. Monfantos no be heavy. Also up at 300,000 pounds.
Oh, but you want
a week. And I said it for supporters. They say, what the move zoom kakra no be heavy. Almost Marco Coyera edge 110. Moise Caicedo 150. Enzo Fernandez 180. And Kopama 130 a week. Now who Jadon Sancho dey say you ball ikura no so bia no bia you fit no bia ready to play Albert bench. So why do you demand more than players who are giving so much result on the field of play? And Chelsea fans no no. Chelsea so beat 5 million on come back to Manchester United. Onye ready say sika no better so Chelsea so you ready send offer no the same thing e be man no. It is a kobasa dia na Chelsea branti kwa no be free ball boku nim na watimi akọ.
It is about performance nimbo mo Kasem na.
Oh yes, Kasem. Say Sancho na mo Chelsea near ready so mbeba natana. But go now or share no finals na exercise on Madrid.
Yes, that's true.
Go no share the finals, you know there was
including supporters nippy.
Yes, exercise on Madrid and you know football there. One match pretty meeting GBDR and that go no share yes na encounter mu na egua na efe. Nti e ma Chelsea hu say no. So kwa kofa winga fofra ba. Afi no oba adapt obetimi a room. But gradually in the first season on your bad. So they to two other players on your bad. In the common man the next chance. But you know here the TV issue. I almost say sometimes you cannot compare. But the reality is that these are the players that call the shots as Chelsea. And you are not better than any of them. Until oh Fred Treba na oba be demand more. Nenye team ni mum na pressure on Sabeka no. A bed so mo beat more than this. And for Chelsea to sack Raheem Sterling so on Kolo no. Chira will say, I'm ready to pay more for those players on our team. And on Amana Quaco Esano. Florent Vis.
French player who was out Jim more a chain. More a ball my team. Yeah. How can that be possible?
You know, Sancho who's a big goal. Sergio, Sancho who's a big goal. So about Champions League final, I'm going to be Champions League final. We about European Cup final. And you know, eye niema na ankoyi board ye no nimbo niema na ankoyi
maso no ene de keka ho
ya hu ne wo se
ema oni Ten Hag omontmantan
ono ne hu ne so ho hu se still a wo negotiating table ya still a hu ne wo so ho still a hu ne wo so ya head of guys na me bo mo di no but you know ene wo di Kopama dinara de Jadon Sancho gina ha coach bi eni ho be Jadon Sancho nti de also no so ti ase ne se ene eniema abafem enti se kane no ti sometime you need to calm down na make Florent Vis enra na beto odwa se abrante ne demand number 10 GC from McAllister eti me hu sa story na na mka se ju ewia se pa timi Daniel for European players so no so up 10 from South America player you know Africa for any South America for ne man number 10 GC special football inti Argentina, Brazil, she Colombia, she ma no she hwan na so obo 10 GC. James Rodriguez, Neymar da Silva, Lionel Messi, special players. Sana number 10 GC na e cast for. Omo de ma special players. Eti ka Germany ni kura de o kopri GC ho. Say wo kwa kopet 10 GC because within your scape And now they say more mind, more fighting for those jerseys because Germans collectively they are special, but individually German players are not special as compared to those South American players. But say you, Abrantiana Babi deny say on yes na another to ne IG also no or respect the fellow players. Intimo amoka say o demand 10 jerseys na nya no crack and no any the Abrantiana trade on IG say you at that TV also respecting the fellow players. Now the open say ya twe no obi dia ne so no enye ni nyina na ye no korɛ ɛno ɛne nsɛdema Flores ba ya ɔka by all for Leverkusen ɛsɛ ɔmo pɛ 140 to 150 million euros ɛna de free ɛyɛ team ɛfɛ Liverpool hɔ ɛna Brantia no nso say ɔpɛ 20 to 22 million pounds ɛwɔ team ɛfɛ Liverpool hɔ nti wagye atum sɛ obesi aka ma Liverpool Bayern fo ate atena Man City ate atena sɛ jo dia ka no ne sɛ omo betimi agree figures no na Branti no etimi aba abesia kan e de ama Liverpool say ho ne ba bia Liverpool so etina.
All right.
Now Barcelona person back to the new camp. Na new camp no person omo ba general omo post two pictures ni bebrebe. Into omo atwa say it is getting closer. Na che say enche the Spotify new camp is so iconic no. E wo history bebrebe no say yo omo person omo back. Ne kwa be na Barcelona be fa so aba back. E kwa omo person omo fa so back ne say Joan Gamper trophy na year bia omo bono for the past 2 seasons omo mo bi o new camp. But this year de ne de omo person omo use another test eniema na omo aye o new camp ne say e betimi afa na enti sejo the Spotify new camp na o screen so eniema as say de omo aye o the latest one edi omo nwie omo gusu aye adwuma but we ended the new Spotify company na Barcelona ebesi akan ho a enche no nti Joan Gamper trophy no omo ni komo team na Francesc Fabregas e coach no eno ena sejo omo ni omo bebo na omo se omo bedi kan ahwe nipa 25,000 na omo ahwe e dia tested dia hwese at least say nipa 25,000 no so omo de ba enkofa boni bi ama bibia ntimi nsei eniema na omo aye no ebetimi a omo betimi a yusu ama stadium netimi aye kama so omo wie no a then that is where they will consider say the season omo born ho na omo betimi a fill the stadium no to rafters into the new Spotify company say one me say ene eno the screen so a NTBA no Barcelona ebeba ababisi ho akan lastly Portugal ne Germany say jo match de bia me kai na me remfida Ghana Germany Portugal in that group of the 2014 World Cup Sata me nyina ye hu say there be players ekura Portugal die nka Germany bebre ansa no mati no mabo ekwan omo fa so dispatch Germany team no omo ye no omo ja Portugal team no omo mama atene ye fofofofo in 2014 and a repetition ebeba so wa Allianz Arena clearly so hwe on paper Portugal for players omo wa say do hu a wo yembe sew and to so be who Ventina and Joao Neves controlling midfield in Europe. Now obi atiada no say na hu omo yenu say na it na ho bepo. But there's one special thing about Germany and make us and make kind. Collectively they are special, individually they are not special. Enti so share team of Portugal de bebo ofa obi de say Diego Lopez, ofa obi etise Branti FN Diego Dalu, and then you talk about Nuno Mendes, Goncalo Inacio, Antonio Silva, over all those guys. Now by midfield of Ventina, Joao Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Rafael Leao or Diego Jota. Portugal will players on war talent. But collectively, no, when the going gets tough, no Moira. Or they compare Germany team na Nigeria gap huge. Marc-André ter Stegen and Barcelona for Nasi and Pam will be imposed. Now, so Jonathan Tah, who for a bit say Anton of Borussia Dortmund, Messerdat as a left side, Joshua Quebec, a midfield of Pascal Gross, and then Leon Goretzka. Now, offer Obi Etisel Lorel saying Serge Gnabry Genoa. Now, who say Dennis Ondorf and the lead attack now. Clearly, Germany team no enye Florent Weiss, Eddie Joshua Quebec need 2 players, or you need to watch out for them in this particular game. But it is the Allianz Arena, and so Joe. And none match Germany that advantage over Portugal. Both team to score, but so be winning on the day. I'm going for a 2-1 German win at the Allianz Arena.
All right, fancy her na ho emra. Na fi yemfa dia kano ento amoso Kessben television. Kessben 3.3, Kessben 2.9 Accra.